Leave It to Beaver is one of the first names that comes to mind when thinking about wholesome, classic sitcoms. And one of the most beloved members of the family was older brother Wally, brought to life by Tony Dow. His diver's body made him a heartthrob. His talent made the show a classic worthy of remakes. His down-to-earth attitude that resembled his characters endeared him to everyone he met. Dow tragically died 1 year ago. Keep watching as his wife breaks her silence. Tony's rise to fame. Anthony Lee Dow was born in Hollywood on April 13, 1945. He grew up in Van Nuys in LA, and his father, John Stevens Dow, was a home builder. His mother, Muriel Montrose, was a Senate bathing beauty from Mack Sennett's silent films. She even served as a body double for screen idol Clara Bow. Tony rose to fame as Wally Cleaver in Leave It to Beaver from 1957 to 63. He had no interest in show business and never thought he'd get the role. Leave It to Beaver was never a ratings success, but it thrived in syndication. Its gentle humor and expert cast helped it thrive longer in syndication than other hits of the era, like The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet or Father Knows Best. Tony was a standout member of the cast because of his acting ability and his looks. The producers decided to promote him as the next teen idol, and it worked. He'd receive over 1,000 fan letters every week at the peak of Leave It to Beaver's success. A major hit like that could only last so long, and he eventually had to move on to other opportunities. What he didn't realize was how important and enduring the part of Wally would be in his life. Leaving Leave It to Beaver. Coming off such a hit show didn't guarantee him anything. His next parts were mostly guest starring spots. He appeared on shows like Adam 12, Love American Style, Knight Rider, Square Pegs, The Mod Squad, The Hardy Boys, and Emergency. Tony then served in the California Army National Guard from 1965 to 68 during the Vietnam War. He was assigned to the Special Services Division and was a photographer for the Headquarters and Headquarters Company, 40th Armored Division. He tried a bit of everything in the 70s. He continued acting while working in construction and studying journalism and filmmaking. This was when the role of Wally came back into his life. He parodied the famous teen in 1977's The Kentucky Fried Movie. He even returned for reboots, including the new Leave It to Beaver. He directed 5 episodes of the show and wrote one while continuing to act in other projects. Critics didn't love the new show, but Tony defended its relevance in a changing culture. He said in an interview with the Houston Chronicle that the situations Beaver and his family got into were more relatable and true to real life than modern ones full of drugs and violence. He even called the stories it portrayed, quote, the essence of growing up. He got opportunities to work with his co-stars beyond that, including working with Jerry Mathers in the 1978 stage production Boeing. He also began to work hard behind the camera. His other productions included Harry and the Hendersons, Coach, Babylon 5, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He helped create shows like General Hospital, Mr. Novak, Never Too Young, Lassie, and Love American Style. Leaving Hollywood. Tony began to get depressed in his 20s. He created a self-help video called Beating the Blues to help others who felt the same. The message he hoped to give them was that if Wally Cleaver can be depressed, anyone can be. He also began to experience health complications. He tried to work for 20 more years until he willingly stepped out of the spotlight in his 40s. Leave It to Beaver did not make Tony rich despite its lasting impact. He only received 4 years of residual payments. That's why he found other passions to fill the time and earn a bit of money. One of his favorites was sculpting. He worked in bronze casting, and you can find his projects on the Tony Dow Sculpture website. He was even part of a December 2008 exhibition in the Carousel du Louvre, and his sculpture Unarmed Warrior sits in the Parisian shopping mall. His family. Tony's first marriage was to Carol Marie Teresa Marlowe in 1969. They had a son named Christopher in 73 and were together until 1980. Lauren Shulkind is a mosaic artist born in New York. She met Tony in the 70s when she helped him get cast in a McDonald's commercial. She was surprised he thought she was cool enough to be with such a major star. His down-to-earth and humble nature was part of what attracted him to her. They were quickly married June 16, 1980. Lauren also accepted his son Christopher into their family. He briefly shows up in the revival of his father's famous show as a younger version of Wally in 2 episodes of the new Leave It to Beaver. He has had no acting credits since then and prefers to avoid the limelight. Tony also got to become a grandfather and has proudly shared his joy about it on social media. One photo shows all the generations of his family with his son standing behind him with his granddaughter Tyla. Another shows them all smiling together with the caption, "Happiness is grandkids." A more somber post came after Tony and Lila's 42nd wedding anniversary. It asked fans to keep Tony in their thoughts as he underwent immunotherapy. He'd been diagnosed with cancer for the second time in May of 2022. The fake death announcement. On July 26, 2022, Tony Dow's official Facebook page released an announcement that he had died. It even included a full obituary. It noted how he was a beautiful soul with a comforting manner that made everyone fall in love with him. Fans were distraught until Tony's manager came forward to reveal the truth. His wife Lauren had posted the news in error. His son Christopher and daughter-in-law Melissa came to confirm the mistake. The truth was that Tony had been diagnosed with liver cancer. He was alive but had been in hospice care, going in and out of the hospital for treatment. Lauren apologized for the confusion. She also expressed her continued love for her husband of over 40 years and willingness to stay by his side. His real death. Tony Dow died at age 77, July 27, 2022. Christopher announced it only a day after the fake post was deleted and a new one replaced it. Tony's family was with him throughout his long and arduous cancer battle. They were there to provide support while he was in hospice during his final hours. Lauren said she lost the love of her life. Their 45 years together were like a fairy tale because their love only got stronger over time. She posted another message 12 months later, marveling at how she'd survived without him and listing all his beautiful qualities. Christopher said he knew his father was in a better place. He called him, quote, the best dad anyone could ever ask for, as well as a coach, mentor, voice of reason, best friend, and hero. Family members weren't the only ones to express their condolences and tell the world what a wonderful person Tony was. Jerry Mathers, who played the title character on his famous show, said he was glad to know each other for 65 years and would miss Tony terribly. There was no shortage of messages of condolence and respect. A fan had once said few actors were as universally loved as Tony, and that alone said enough about his legacy. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Tony Dow? And what's your favorite episode of Leave It to Beaver? Let us know in the comments section below.